Attention gamers, previously in Rav's Igloo, I locked in this British bombshell and gave my right click button a good old finger banging to collect some free LP on this right click to win top hatted hottie, but the most fun I had came from the high mechanical skill required to use her ultimate, ace in the a-hole, so I became obsessed with finding ways to put bigger and bigger aces in more and more a-holes until I thought I finally found some answers, but they all just turned out to be farming simulators for 80% of the video.
Here's the nutty damage on the back wave. Dude, all of them dead just like that. Oof.
So seeing as my competition for entertaining content with this build was steep, I present to you Rav's Lethality one-shot CAITLYN guide. The whole objective revolves around this point and click ticket to 1500 damage that you can fire off every 27 seconds. First you take Predator to buff the piss ants off of your next ability. Then you add these filler shits for a bit more icing to the grand push of the R key. You'll want to take Ultimate Hunter so you can put more beefy aces in more a-holes faster, and lastly you build Lethality until you are one lethal Lexi. Then when you use the words one shot in your video titles, you can actually show your viewers what they came to see. And a bunch more dope highlights with this dumbass build. So if you are excited to see how many a-holes I can put aces into and appreciate the effort that I put into making sure you have a damn good time, please slap that upward thumb silly and subscribe for more. Okay, so I already covered the important parts of the runes, but here's a quick nip flash for the people in the comments that need the picture to look like what they see in the client to know what to select. The game starts off with my flaming burn victim of a support heading up toward Tri-Bush, but I tell him to stay because hitting level 2 before the enemy makes me a horny hoe as I bear trap Mr. Raven Fetish, then Brand lights him on fire and I deliver an erect metal peen to take home first blood. I tell my support to take his arsonist ass and hide in the bushes, and my master plan works when Edgar Allan Poe thinks I am all alone and tries to flirt with me by horribly missing all his abilities until Brand says boo and burns the bitch for another easy kill. My support got caught in the act of trying to light the neighbor's bushes on fire, and now they are pissed and trying to make a pizza with his burn anus until I come in and he turns around with a full combo just in time for me to nab the kill with a single auto. My map awareness is at record-breaking levels when I fail to notice my support getting double penetrated in river, but I come up just in time to metal peen Legolas's wife for the kill and chase off the ninja as he stiffly walks like he's holding in a fart until he burns his flash to puss out over the wall. Then I shift my attention to give the giant turtle a quick pet before 2 Chainz comes up to interrupt me and steal my identity, so I keep running back to let the fat catfish and the salamander say hi before shoving an ace up 2 Chainz' anus and slapping some right clicks before whipping out an erect metal peen on the ninja for the kill. I come back bot to see a fragile ash that I want to tap, so I wait for enough mana and then fire an ace right up that archer's a-hole for a hard fought kill. I see that their team is split, so I decide to go frontline ADC by tapping the pissy plant to get over the wall and immediately eating a big serving of CC until Flaming Freddy puts on a pyrotechnic performance for my useless ass to secure us another kill. Then there's a full-blown game of cops and robbers going on in the enemy jungle, and I am ready to retreat until the burn victim goes pissy plant and full pyromaniac on Edgar Allan Poe just for me to launch a metal ween to steal the kill so that the angry people in my comments can talk about me getting hard carried by my support all game. Then we see the death fetish midget try to flash juke our team and deploy her immortal dance floor only to walk straight out of it like a total dumbshit. I see 2 Chainz and Flaming Freddy playing some rock paper scissors, so I run up and rather than auto-attacking like a logical human being, I opt to close range populate his a-hole with an ace instead. I see the 2 fish on our team kicking Kindred out of the water animal club meeting they were having with the crabs in river, so I run up to make sure that dead midget has an ace in her a-hole before she goes back to the graveyard. The burn victim gets caught out, and again I opt out of auto-attacking in favor of using my ultimate to steal a quick 3 for the ghost shepherd before getting arrow cucked and running my ass off. But of course once I am in the clear, the obese catfish decides to fucking eat me, just to puke me out back into danger, resulting in me getting chained up and whiplashed to death. There seems to be a dispute over who is in line first for dragon, so I run up and put an ace in the ash hole before joining the battle just to supply a metal ween and offer nothing more than moral support as my team finishes off the rest. 2 Chainz is making Brand listen to his new album but gets self-conscious when the catfish shows up, so I fire up the AR cannon and collect another 3 hundo. Legolas told his wife he wants plump catfish for dinner tonight, so she is trying her best to get it as she flashes through my metal peen with greed only to shift focus onto me. Luckily they stubbed their toes on a jack in the box and I barely escaped before finger banging my R key and watching the synchronized dying performance. I run bot only to put an ace in the a-hole of a fake Silas, which triggers me, so I shamefully clean up the resulting toys and then come down to make up for that embarrassing mistake by seeing how many consecutive skill shots I can miss on the same target. The midget deploys the immortal dance floor, but this white girl isn't trying to tango, so I retreat to the shrubs until the shepherd is done and then I feverishly outplay her with 2 autos. Their team is trying to simultaneously jerk off a giant worm ween in the river when I see 2 Chainz coming to join, so I bear trap his ass and slap a fat buffed auto before tucking a cute ace up his anus for the kill. Then I come back to the jagoffs and whip out a thick metal peen, but they remain focused on jerking this living erection to completion as I sit in the back and play right-click simulator until the catfish consumes the ninja, so I pet the raging boner a few times waiting for him to digest, but he pukes Shen back out and we take him down. Silly Silas is abusing our hooded midget employees, thinking he is safe with 75% of his health, so I gently bring my head to my keyboard and tap my R key with my nose to win a very hard-fought battle. I am now a full build fed Billy, so it's time to start pursuing an authentic one-shot, so I activate Predator and go looking for some Ash. I wave to the ult that would have stun-locked me and then alley-oop an ace into her anus with a metal peen to finish the work. We just finished a sweaty brawl with their team and I see Shen going home to shower, so I charge the Predator and do a hoppy net to get that sudden impact rune to proc and then shoot an ult as Ash tries to be the hero and just gets flat out one shot from full health with the power of one button. This prompted a quick surrender, and me and my burned victim of a support that half of you will say carried me took an easy win and represented for the Eskimo Club on the damage meters, so I decided to hop into another game to see if this build was worthy of carrying a heavier team. The second game started out more like what I am used to, where my full health support is playing 3 screens behind me for no apparent reason, forcing me to take matters into my own hands and land a dope metal ween into net, hop into long range, right click on albino blue braids just so Obama's wife could emote as if she did anything useful at all in that entire encounter. Then continuing on with the tradition, Obama's wife is still 2 time zones behind me as I try to pressure our item advantage and get slapped with a morgue Q, but luckily the greedy gun girl will contribute if it means she gets the credit for the kill and we win the fight. I am a bard's fart away from death, but I make the intelligent decision to greed for a last hit on this cannon minion that I end up missing anyways, just in time for the samurai shitter to come sprinting in. I hop back as he gets stunned in tower and then I send him away with a quick ace up the 8-eyed a-hole. Then with the reflexes of a viper, Shen ults me 3 days after the fight is over. A few minutes later and Obama's wife roots the albino and then seemingly flashes in place as I walk right into a crystal cage, but we have the advantage in this stand still and right click like idiots battle and come out on top. Then I pace back and forth debating my next move before saying screw it and charging up an ace. It does a decent amount of damage and then of course Obama's wife creams at the chance to get credit for another kill. The vampire bride forgets that one of her 4 moves is a spell shield and steps on a bear trap without it, so we pound on the trap demon until she emerges from the bush to remind us that she can use her spell shield after all as we pepper her down. I run mid ignoring the pink ward that just looked up my skirt to get one big auto on the bride, then I charge up the Predator and slam a real good looking combo on my banging internet GF to nab another kill. I tell Morg that as long as Lux doesn't see, I am down to meet in the bush and spit in each other's mouths, so I do just that to test if I can one combo the bride for shits and gigs. My team must have all had diarrhea or something because they all agreed to forfeit a game that was definitely winnable just in time for someone to tell me they are a fan, literally as they just voted to give up on me. So my final consensus is that the build is fun and that's why most of us play this game, but I think crit is better for the climb. Lastly, huge shout out to all of the Eskimos in this igloo. The community we are growing is incredible and I couldn't be more thankful to have met and interacted with so many awesome people. Keep spreading that toxic positivity and let's keep breaking boundaries on this platform. Also, huge shout out to all my patrons that are throwing more support my way to make it slightly more practical for me to put endless hours into editing. I appreciate you more than you know. Now pet your dog, jerk your ween and brush your teeth tonight. Rav out.